You want to do something that will really impact your life in a great way? Increase your vocabulary in whatever language you speak. For me, it's English, but increase your vocabulary and then be very intentional about the words that you speak. Stop using profanity. I know. People, it's a pattern interrupt. No, it's just the pattern now. There's no interrupt. But what else it is, it's a demonstration of verbal and mental laziness. What does that mean? You're not saying what you actually mean. You're saying a replacement of that. Now a person has to use bandwidth to figure out what you mean, and then what the euphemism meant, and then figure out what your intention was in the statement in the first place. You're causing people to work way too hard to understand what you mean. One of the things that I do intentionally is when I'm talking about something, when I use a word so that I'm not misunderstood, I'll define that word. Don't use, even though it's not profanity, it feels the same to me. Okay? Like words like try. This is what I'm trying to do. Why do people say that? This is what I'm trying to do. Are you doing it or are you not doing it? Why are you trying to do it? What does that even mean? You're trying to do it. What does that mean? Do you try to wake up in the morning or do you just wake up? I'm going to go try to take a shower. Nobody ever says that. Do they? Did you ever do that? I'm going to try to go just take a shower. Nobody says that. What is that? I'm going to go sit down and try to eat. Try to eat? What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. But what we're doing is we're practicing using a backdoor word so that when we don't keep our word, we didn't set too high of an expectation for us in the first place. What does the scripture say? Let your yea be yea and your nay be nay. You try. I'm going to try. Don't even try. Or what did we say back in the 70s? Don't even try it. When you use your mouth, use positive words. Instead of using what poor people use, negative words. Rich people use their words to create ideas. Poor people use their words to complain and blame. Let me ask you a question. What would happen every time somebody, quote, did something to you if you asked this question? What part did I play in that? Wouldn't you find some new answers? Right? Remember I talked about contributing factors and determining factors? Okay. How many of you have ever attempted to control another human being in some way? Come on now, let's be honest. Okay, we're my people. Okay. Well, how many of you spend all your time with you? Like you spend all your time with yourself. That's you. Okay, good. There's not like a second that goes by that you ain't with you. Okay, cool. How many of you have struggled getting yourself to change something about you? Well, that ought to let you know how impossible it is for you to change some other human being. Which tells us what? Well, one of the things it tells us is that all contributing factors, in other words, there are evil people in the world. Racism is real, but it's not the reason you're stuck. Government corruption is real, but it's not the reason you're broke. There are evil rich people in the world, but they're not the reason you're poor. Because contributing factors are all outside of us. I had polio as an infant. Because of segregation, I was born in a segregated hospital. That was a contributing factor, not a determining factor. And it contributed to my life. It contributed to the difficulty of my life, but everything that contributes to the difficulty of your life also contributes to the strength of your life, unless you resist. And then the things that contribute to the difficulty of your life also contribute to the weakness of your life, because the weakness of your life is that you complain and blame. You're always looking for the reason, and it's always outside of you. And I am telling you, the reason is also always inside of us. I can't control everything. You can't control everything. But here's what you can control. You can control what you're going to focus on, what things mean to you, and what you're going to do next. You can always control that. I was in Tampa, Florida. I mean, I wasn't. I was in Orlando, Florida. I was in Orlando, Florida, April 15th, 2007. My son was in Pennsylvania. He was leaving my dad's house. He got in a car accident. I couldn't control that. He died 4 days later. I couldn't control that. But you know what I could control? What I was going to focus on. What that meant and what I was going to do next.